Chinese-owned groups have been buying up schools across the United States, including Spring Education Group, with ownership of 240 schools across 19 states. And they're funded by a Chinese investment firm whose CEO has been described as, quote, an ardent Chinese nationalist. Xi Van Fleet was born in China, and she lived through the Cultural Revolution. She joins us now. Xi, always great to have you on. You know what? I've been following a lot of stuff with the CCP. I didn't even know that they were, owning or donating to 240 schools. Explain to our viewers why the Chinese would want to have this happen, what they're up to.
Yeah, I think it's so important for Americans to understand that CCP, since its founding in 1921, always regard America as its arch enemy and has been never stopped working to weaken and undermine the United States in order to replace it to become world superpower. And education has been the very important battleground. And since the early 2000s, they started with the higher education, with the Confucius institutions everywhere in the United States. And then they moved to the public schools with donation and exchange programs such as sister school programs. And now they're moving towards private schools, buying a lot of them. And so in 2015, they bought the high school, New York Military Academy, where Trump attended. Yeah. And why? They're not here to make money. They're not invest to make money. They're here to take over American education and turn our classroom into the little red classroom and our education into American education with CCP characteristics. What they really want is generations of people like Hassan Piker. This influencer just went to China and then told his millions of followers that China offered the solution for America. Communism is the solution to the problems that capitalism created in America. That is what they want. And that is very, very dangerous.
Yeah, it certainly is. And by the way, you mentioned that New York Military Academy, that is the school that President Donald Trump. So clearly they're trying to influence the elites in the future elites in our society. Absolutely. It makes a lot of sense that they would try and buy off these private schools where very rich people send their kids. These are well-connected students who then go on to have high positions in our society. I've been hearing a lot about, the Chinese buying up farmlands, but actually this is even more effective.